Welcome back to the Koori Knockout Podcast. I'm joined today by special guest Willy G, Willy Gordon, Waterloo's finest, Waterloo's fastest. We've also got Dean Witters and Brad Anderson back for another episode of the Koori Knockout Podcast. But really excited to have you on the show today. Every time I bring up who's your fastest player you've seen at the knockout, Willy G gets mentioned in the conversation. So it's good to have you on here to be able to share some of your yarns, some of your experience, and some of your history in the knockout. So why don't we kick it off with tell us a bit about your yarn, who you are, where you're from.
Yeah, brother. Look, I'm a proud Green Gubby man, but my mum brought me down here when I was about, I don't know, man, 2 years old. We lived straight at the block, stayed there, and obviously, born into the Redfern All Blacks with my man playing, back in the early 80s. And yeah, brother, I went from there, and my passion came from, obviously, from the Blacks and Uncle Shane and, all the elders from around the community. So that's where, it started me footy off, yeah.
And then how'd you get to where you got? Because you took a path through rugby union as well. I remember when I first moved down to Sydney and there was all these yarns about, you got to come watch this black fella play for Randwick, fastest bloke you'll ever see, And I never knew nothing about rugby union, but that was my little introduction to Willy G and Randwick. Yeah,
brother. Look, I always been in the South Juniors, you know what I mean? So I just played with Blacks and Zetland and Moore Park, just any of the teams that were around, where we live. So it just started from there, and then I had an opportunity to go after playing Australian schoolboys for rugby to go and play at the Broncos or play with the Waratahs, and I chose to go and play rugby. And I remember my mum was like, just go up there, you're going to stay with Nen. Nen was up in Brisbane. He goes, you'll be right, son. And Wayne Bennett flew us up. We met him. He goes, come in here. He goes, come in, you can go and live with this lad over the back here. His name's Wendell, and he's a bit older than you, but you can go and live with him and this and that. And I thought, oh, yeah, this would be good, And this is before the big fellow was even hit the scene, And I was like, okay, Mum, but then I ended up changing, going to rugby. They conned me up. They said, you can come, we'll put you in the Australian men's team, sevens team, and we'll take you to Argentina. I was 17 in it, so I just thought, I'll just go and do that. So I and that's how I just end up doing it and then end up going to Randwick. And, the Ellas and that were always good to us, me and my brother Dingo, and they just chucked you straight in the deep end. Never played, with men in a rugby sense, but, growing up playing league and playing in the knockouts and with the Unks and that's where I got, no fear, If I can play there, I can play against anybody, and then that's what sort of gave me the courage to play against any of those men and that when I played in rugby.
Mate.
Yeah.
Now, my earliest memory of Willy G is, and I played with a rep team in the schools up northwest with your brother Matty. So me and Matty grew up together, and we played for Northwest. And our first game was against Met East, and we run on there, and he's Willy G and Lee Hookie in the side. And I remember Adrian Hookie, Lee's dad, was just so loud on the sidelines. But it was the first time I'd ever come up against boys from Redfern, And we sort of heard about, we're playing boys from Redfern. My dad said to me, these boys will be from Redfern. So I was like real scared when I went on the field. And I just remember Will, how fast he was, and Hooks. Probably when we were young kids, brother, there wasn't a better footballer than Lee Hookie.
Oh, look,
in any team, and you and him were a combination for a long time.
I remember crazy. I think one year, you only get you don't play a full season in the Matthew Shield and SG Born that, but I swear to God, he must have put me in for nearly 20 tries. Nearly 2 tries a game just playing outside him, and it was just he was a freak. He was my close brother as well,
It was a great combination they had, like a centre, a big, you imagine Lee Hookie, big, long attacking centre, and he was brilliant with his skills and stuff, and he'd make these half breaks, and he'd given it to the fastest man, because Will was always the fastest player when we were growing up. There was no one faster than him, and then obviously coming through the grades and watching your progress, and then when you went to rugby union and athletics too, bro, because you athletics started there for a long time. Had the records in New South Wales for 100 metres.
Yeah, so I've got a funny story about that for you, but I was had three sports that I could do, and obviously chose rugby, but I was won a few titles in the athletics and really wanted to go to the 2000 Olympics, but then I ended up signing a contract to go and play rugby, but it was good. I mean, I had a few records, still going, and a few got done, and one funny one. I just started working at the NCIE about 2009, and I was sitting there doing the school holiday program we're kicking back, and this young fella runs in, young skinny fella. He walks over, goes, "G, big G." I go, "What's up?" I say, "Hey, we're Storm Brothers. How are you?" He goes, "I broke your record today." I said, "What?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "What they where already?" He goes, "Yeah, Smikes, like 20-something, 25 years." I said, "Yeah, okay." I said, "Good on you, And he walked away, big smile, shook his hand. It was Fox, yeah.
Fox broke your record,
bro,
eh?
The Fox man.
Yeah, I think it was like under 15's record. We did like 11. I did like a 11:03 or something. He did like 11:01 or something.
Oh,
Yeah, and then he
over the 100.
Yeah, over the 100.
25 years at
So you held your record for 25 years, and then only got beat by the Fox.
Fox, yeah.
What
And
a
then
spin out.
and I was like, he's special. Oh, when he walked out, I said he's special. This kid, to myself.
Yeah.
And then and then he walked away, and I was thinking, I wonder if he used spikes. Or barefoot.
Barefoot, eh?
Because I went barefoot, you know what I mean? Yeah, but then I thought, no, that's he got it. But yeah, that's what I was thinking in my head, you know what I mean? Yeah, and that was my little thing to the brother that was working with me. I said, yeah, he probably wore spikes, eh?
I would have got him if I had spikes.
And brother, speed is a massive part of the knockout. But and a little bit off the subject, but athletics, why haven't we seen more black fellas running athletics? What was your experience like in
Yeah,
athletics?
I think it's individual sport. You know what I mean? And obviously, there's not much money in it. So, like, if for a young fella to come through, financially they've got to be supported. You know what I mean? All the top athletes have, all the top trainers. You know what I mean? And obviously gear. I was sponsored by a program, a 2000 Olympics program that would bring you through, and they pay for all your gear and all that type of stuff there. But besides that, like, you had to have a coach to go. Or the coach had confidence in you to make it, and he would just look after you and just nurture you, and without you paying anything, or you had to pay for someone. So a lot of the kids, like even the fees for little athletics and stuff. Any of the kids, you got any kids doing that stuff? That's a lot of money. So it's all about the money. One thing rugby league is very special. You get to register and play for free. You know what I mean? That's something I'm trying to push with the rugby. If we want more of our kids playing in the rugby, then you can't be charging them arm and a leg to register. You know what I mean? Families aren't just going to be able to do it. So I think that's where league is a way ahead, and it was obviously also around the education and that with young people in the game and mental health and that. So, but yeah, bros, it takes a lot of money. It's individual sport. You got to rely on sponsors and yeah, I mean it's you got to work a lot harder as well. Like you got to be able, if you're happy to go and do 6 400s and 200, 3 times a week, whatever. You know what I mean? So
It's lonely too,
it's
right?
a lonely sport, yeah. And you're obviously got to be a bit vain and up yourself. Well, that's when you see a lot of them on TV. They look a bit arrogant and that. Like that's how you got to
have
be.
to be,
Yeah.
What was your greatest experiences out of athletics? You go overseas and run?
Well, we had I think a couple. We won the I think we got a record, Australian record. It was me, Shervo, 2 other lads. It was for the 4x1. I think it still stands. Yeah. And yeah,
Nice.
that was pretty good. But yeah, like I say, it's a lonely sport. Like I remember we were running up at Brisbane there, up at ANZ, and then I think it was called back in the day, and we got there and we had this like full. I did 1, 2, 4, and we had the 4x1, 4x4 for New South Wales, and we got up there and I just felt real slack, and I said, "Mum, I feel sick." She goes, "No, you don't. You're not. No, you're going to run." I go, "Watch
try
this."
this.
Got everyone from Brisbane's coming to watch you run. I said, "Mum, I can't run." She says, "No, don't do it to me, son. Don't do it. You got to run. You got to run." Anyways, we run and we made the final of the 200, and it was stacked field. Like Shervo had all the top runners from Australia and New Zealand, and then and we all got done over, being like, fuck, I think it was like 20. He ran like a low 21 or 22. That's fast for a But this kid was 100 kilos, about 6 foot. Some Leslie Venicola.
Wow. Oh,
He come over from New
Raiders, the
Zealand, bro.
volcano.
The
Yeah, he's a
volcano
beast.
won the 200, bro. He was about 100 kilos.
Wow.
Right, unbelievable.
You can move.
Me and Shervo just looked at each other and I was like, look at this fella here, And then, yeah.
He was a big
He's
unit.
got his own story,
What
But
about
yeah, so...
Koori knockout? Now, I remember as young kids coming through, I'd always go and see where you and Hooks were at, see where Matty was, Pommy,
Yeah.
all Ronnie Prince. Like there was a group of us all coming through as young fellas. And I remember in our early days, we played in the sevens out at Dubbo. And the first time I played with you, and I'd played with Hooks, and I'd seen how good Lee Hookie was. But I remember at the end of that, there was a race. Dave Briggs was on, and Dave Briggs, one of the fastest. We've
Everyone
spoken about
talks
him
about him,
previously.
yeah.
About how fast he was, Dave Briggs. And he was challenging everyone out to race him. And Will, you went down and raced him, eh, bro? Tell us the story.
Yeah, no, it was That was a good trip, that trip, eh? But yeah, no, we'll sit up on the hill there and Uncle Dave uses the gun. You know what I mean? Fastest. You think of the McGrady's, deadly. A lot of fast players around. This fellow was the fastest, mully fellow. And then my dad being a mully man, he's sitting up there. And my dad just said, look at him. Dad won't say nothing. And the brothers are like, get up, Will. And they're like, whoever wins, they win $500. They're like, get up. I remember John Carr, Reg, my brother goes, get up, bro. Go on, race him. Just show him. And he was standing down there for about 10 minutes. He had all the gear on, standing there with his hands on his hips, waiting for someone to come down. I thought, all right, go down there. So I run down and jump the fence.
That's cool.
And he goes, come on, wave me over. Come on down, let's go. And boom, done him, beat him, and that was,
It's a good race, eh?
Yeah, it was a good race. Yeah.
How old would you have been then?
Oh, fuck.
17.
17, 18.
We're still in school. We're still in school
Yeah, still
when
in
we
school,
did it.
yeah.
The young,
17-year-old
young
was
fella,
coming down off the hill.
Yeah.
That's mad. I love how he's out there on the field and ordering it out. Anyone who wants it too. That's mad.
That's confidence, eh?
Yeah, my legs were shaking, eh? I think I won that. I think I won that out of Friday because, like, what did they say? He was saying to come down. I was just slowly moving back because we were sitting on the hill trying to jump in behind Reg. Reg just like, get up, go down there.
All the boys around
Show him, bro,
too.
show him, yeah.
Yo, get down there, bro.
Yeah,
$500 valuable.
Yeah. I think I didn't even drink then, so it's like, I don't know what I did with it. With all the lollies, I don't know. Shout everyone to feed,
That's mad.
Yeah, no, it was these things, they always cross paths with the brother all the time, playing reps, and I was just saying, before we started here, the sacrifices, our families and mums and dads and uncles and aunties make,
Absolutely.
that's important, and it's sort of something that we sort of strive to do now for the knockout with Waterloo with the kids and stuff. We want to be able to give every kid the opportunity. Over that, there so much stuff going on now with our community where our kids really need it the most. Boys and girls, with crime, drugs, the influences and stuff like that. I think it's important for us to work really hard just to try and make those teams happen. It means the world to them. Yeah. I see kids still wearing their knockout gear from last year walking around the streets. You know what I mean? So those are the type of things that drive me now, and just touching on what me and Dino was talking about with the parents and stuff. That it's vital. You need support. Kids need support. Our kids are so talented. They just need the right people behind them. And I'm at a position now just to do what I can. And that's it's more rewarding for me now. Even though I'd love to win the knockout, I love Waterloo to win, but it's more rewarding to get teams there and see the kids play. And see them running around. That is the main thing.
We were talking about it just before is how close Waterloo's been a few times over. There's been a few times where I feel like yous have had the team to go all the way, without a doubt, but you seem to lose at these games that are winnable games.
Yeah.
But the hard ones, you get the job done.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, I mean, even the ones we've lost have been pretty hard. Like, people have these expectations, but it's knockout football, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, simple game plan. If teams can stick to that and make no mistakes, defence, everyone just plays their part. I heard just earlier talking about lads coming off the bench. That is so valuable.
Yeah.
Lads just hitting it up, making their runs, coming off, letting the other fellas, regroup and that, But yeah, big fella here, they bossed us a couple of times with a couple of teams I played with.
I remember one of the early days when you played for Redfern.
Yeah.
And you and Hooks were in the Redfern team. I think Mero might have been a young kid debuting that time. At Dubbo knockout.
Yes.
And it was a red hot Redfern team, and we beat you. And geez, that was one of the best games.
Yeah.
Was that about 2000?
2000.
Yeah, it was that was a real good game. I think
that was a good side you had.
Yeah. But
remember some of the players. I remember Hooks was in there.
Hooks. Even there
Trent
was Trent.
Robinson?
Yeah. Trent Robbo. Trent
What a player, eh?
Trent like 14, 15. Like 15, bros. They were 15.
Tony Merritt was in that team.
Uncle Rob.
Shane, Rob.
Yeah. I think I learned a lot from that that knockout. I think more so about, you go for the rep scene playing rugby or whatever, you're getting treated, like royalty and getting looked after and all that, and you come back, you got to come back to reality. And, fellas like Uncle Rob and that, they keep it real for you, And I remember we played Gadooga in the played Gadooga. I think it might have been the semi or something. We played on the backfield, and if we won, we'll play Koori the next game. And I remember I don't know who it was, but he just kept lifting the boys around the head, And I think it was Trent or Nath. They came on and he just hit him, And Uncle Rob ran over. Fuck, they were into it. And then I was on the wing. Uncle Rob was here, and I was kicking it out, and I was thinking, they got the penalty. I think they're going to run straight at me, My legs shaking, I'm sitting there. Uncle Rob's like, come and stand up. I'll stand right back. Come and stand up, yeah. Old matey comes in. Uncle Rob hits him around the head. Gets him, bang. They into it again, and Uncle Rob hits him again. The next time he gave 2 penalties away in a row, and then I sit down. And I was like. Unc kept coming and standing next to me. I said, Unc, like, they're going to... the halfback's going to take the ball out. They're going to bring him back under. They're going to come straight at us, So I started to push towards the sideline. One leg out the sideline, He's like, come here. And then he gave him no penalty. I said, Unc, it's okay. It's all right. He goes, He goes, not effing all right. He goes, you let him... If you don't, stick up for your brothers now, they're going to do it to us the whole game. And so everyone just said, ning, you know what I mean? They're like, gee, shit, be quiet. I was like, Uncle, I said, 3 penalties in a row. He's going to keep coming to us. What am I supposed to do?
Call the boys over, boys, jam.
But yeah, no, like Uncle, like they instill, and you fellas know, you get them older players and uncles and that, they instill that toughness in you. Like after that, I can play, you can play against anybody. And I think that's why a lot of our young brothers and that, when they come through and play NRL and that at a young age of that, like my brother was 17, he did it, and fearless, because they go back home and play the knockouts, and they got men around them, like, real men around them saying, look, you can go and play against anybody, it doesn't matter who they are. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's where it starts, So.
I got a funny Rob Wells story, When I played for Narwhal against Rob in Redfern, I didn't know him, and Shane was in the team, was up at the Nambucca knockout, and I remember hitting him and slamming his head into the ground real hard, and I thought that he would be dazed getting up, but he sprung to his feet. He sprung up to his feet and he looked straight at me. He goes, "You've got to run the ball. You got to," and he goes on to me. And then when Redfern kicked the ball, he running along and he grabs me by the jersey and he runs down with me. And he goes, "Get down there and have your run."
Waiting
for you. My jersey, bro.
Yeah.
And he just kept yelling out to me, "Come and take your run. Come and take your run." And he's just waiting to kill me, and I just shit myself the whole time. But he was grabbing me by the jersey and pushing me back. He goes, "Get in there and have that run."
How long did it take you to have your run?
The rest of the game, I was out wide ball playing.
Boys, come under.
I was running decoys, call them decoys on the left side. But he was a hard man. He was a tough, aggressive man, and I remember it was one of my early sort of years in the knockout. But you're right, it stands you in good need, in good stead for whatever's ahead in your career.
No, for sure. And I think the one thing I was thinking about before I come here to have a chat about, the intensity of the knockout and I suppose the sacrifice that a lot of communities are making, if you're going to work all year to raise 30, 40 grand into this team, to get there, and of course it's going to be that intense, I always speak to a lot of the, family from Queensland, a lot of the Murray brothers and that, like, they'll have like a round robin type thing up there. That's why it's so intense. It's like the brothers are warriors. They just want to go out and just, leave it all on the field, and they're going to do their best. And it obviously comes from pride and how we play down this way, but also all that hard work that's gone into it. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to go home on the first day because, So it's I just can't talk highly enough about it and how much has moulded myself, and I'm sure a lot of other younger brothers and sisters that are coming through. It's just it's very unique and it's ours. So.
Tell us about the Storm. How did the Storm come to fruition? How did you put that team in together?
It was a long time, way back. I think I can't remember. Maybe 20-something years ago.
It was the first year, 2005, was it?
Yeah, it was. It
was one of the city knockouts.
Yeah, it was a while ago, and what happened was, so every year, as you probably know, that when the knockout comes around, all communities will congregate to the one field, and in our case for Redfern, 100 brothers would go down there, and they'd pick 2 teams out of it, and sometimes they'll call the names out, and everyone's just going to walk away and go home. And so we was down there, my Uncle Mike, God bless him, he was standing there, and I was there, and I think he got injured or something at the time, but we were just standing there, and I was like, I just had an ankle operation, and then Uncle goes, looks at me and goes, "Look at all these fellas here, these all brothers from around the community." He goes, "I've got to put a team together, And all those fellas the majority of those fellas that never got picked, we went back, and I grew up at the block, also grew up at Waterloo as well, so we're all big one community, but there is all pride about it, what I mean? And so we got up there and ended up putting together, and I think Champo was our first, Darren Champo was our first captain.
Yep. Mad.
And then we just had all brothers from that never got picked in those All Blacks teams, and then we just slowly built it from there. I think me and Uncle were at home, and he goes, "What should we call the team, What should you call them, the Black Devils or the thieves, or I said, no, you can't say
Thieves, the Waterloo thieves.
everything that come out of his mouth was like, you know, like around
trying to get away from that stigma.
you know what I mean? And I said, well, the colours have got to be from like Sydney. What are Sydney colours? We can't do red and green. I said, okay, well, let's do Sydney Kings. You know, we'll go to Sydney Kings colours.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I said, what's the team? And then I was in the kitchen. I looked outside. I said, Uncle, big storm outside there. Uncle looked at me, goes, let's go storm then. And then because I said, Uncle, I've got to go. It's going to piss down rain. And then Waterloo storm. And
That's
that's how it happened. Yeah, me and Uncle Mike sitting there. But he's, you know, he's very passionate, very proud,
passionate man,
very
yeah.
proud Murray follower, but raised his kids, you know, family, brought his family down to live around our community, you know, his community as well, Waterloo Redfern community. So it was all about a lot of passion, you know. Like he's only one follower I know. I go into his, I'll give him so many jumpers, but he's got teams from Gulf of Carpentaria, Central Australia. He'd have about 100 footy jumpers of all teams from all over Australia. And that was his collection, you know what I mean? But you know, it takes passionate people like him, you know what I mean? Like I remember the boys were arguing a little bit and boys were going back to play for Redfern, play for different teams. And he goes, you boys don't go play, I'll grab anyone. I'll get the drone, sit at the front there, drinking at the front of the knockout. I'll grab them, I'll give them a jumper.
Yeah.
You know, that was his point saying, you know what I mean? Like, you know, saying, trying to teach us about loyalty or about, you know, just come and play. It doesn't matter if we don't win. It's about getting out there and representing the community. So yeah, you know, hats off to Uncle Mike. It wouldn't have happened without him, you know what I mean? Absolute legend.
Like you said, but you know, Waterloo Redfern, it's it's close communities, but it is still very like I'm a proud Waterloo boy. I grew up in Waterloo, you know, and it is we all come together as one, but it is very like, you know, you got the Waterloo boys and you got the Redfern boys, and they're all very proud of that too, you know.
Yeah, and I think it's like when it comes to footy, it's about giving the community options, you know, kids options to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like we all from somewhere else.
Yeah.
There are Gadigal and you know Bridgegul, you know, bloodlines and families around, but you know that's our community.
Yeah.
Even though, you know, my blood's up the north, you know, from North Coast all the way up to, you know, all the way up to Torres Strait. So, but I'm, you know, it's
call
my
it home.
community.
Yeah, we
it's
call
my
it
community.
home.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, belongs. Yeah.
Some great Waterloo sides. I remember you had some good battles with all of us here and at different times.
Knocked us out one year.
Yeah. They pushed us all the way in the semi-final up at Tweed too,
Yeah,
and could have went their way there. I remember that. Buddy G scored from 60 metres out, the big fella. He scored a great try and
big
put
bud.
Narwin on the rails there for a bit, nearly had us. And
That was a great. Yeah, that was a deadly game.
is that a good
There's always been
side?
deadly games. Yeah, no, we you know, it's just always about trying to get the boys back to represent the community and families. You know, like I said, you can go and play with a number of teams, but it's all about what you're going to put in for the young fellas. You know, they're going to see what you're doing and they want to be inspired. You want to inspire them to be in that team and to train hard and to work hard. You know, so yeah, it's we've had a lot of really good teams. I think one of the teams that we did have, and you know, talking about those relationships you have with other brothers and teams, you're not picking people, and then they don't talk to you for 1 or 2 years, or you know, like you know, or with cousins, brothers, like you know what I mean. Last minute, pull them from the team, and they just look at me, they're like, you know, and crying, brothers in tears and that, you know, and like I just feel like shit for like, excuse the language, but I feel, you know, don't feel no good, eh? And then we had to do it one year, and we played against the Ron Merritt, Uncle Seth's team, and we had the Waterloo team, and I had two brothers there, and we had to bring in Cliffy and Chock, and then I left them out, and I felt real bad. To this day, I do. You know, I know sometimes they give it to me, but those two teams there, that was like probably one of the biggest, hardest clashes I've ever seen, been part of. You know what I mean? It was just crazy. I remember brothers literally going on, having a hit up, asking to go back on. I was saying no. I won't mention their names. I was like, "Cuz, get back on." You're like, "Nah."
Had enough.
I had enough, guys. I was like, you got to get back on, you know. I was on the wing there singing out my massive impact on the wing, you know. Big afro, skinny ass, not really doing much in the game. It was all about the forwards, you know. It was just crazy. But yeah, that there was probably one of the biggest clashes.
It was one of the great knockout games, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I remember the crowd at Henson Park watching that day. It was a buzz, and that Seth Patton, Ron Merritt Memorial team had built their reputation and were but like you said, you had Cliffy in your side, you had Chock in your side, you had Hooks, you had a lot of good players in that team.
Brother Bowboy, we had
Pom, would Pom be in there then?
Yeah, Pom,
brother Pom.
You know, a lot of lads from around Woodloo.
We had the young fellas coming through then too, you know, John DeSarge and all them boys, you know.
Yeah, so it was Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, that was a big knockout. Even though we lost, it felt like we that team obviously went on to do great things in that, and that's something we can be proud of and remember.
Right. You also, because of your connections, like you said, you're a Garang man, and you've got and Uncle Mike had a lot of family up there in Brisbane, Cherbourg, and you brought a lot of players down to play, and some of them being outstanding players. It was some of the memorable ones that have played with Waterloo over the years that have come down from Queensland that you've admired.
Yeah. So we've been lucky enough to have this relationship where I've got my cousins up there that run Perga, and we usually go up there and have a run, and so cousins will come down and play for us, and then we'll take them back and I'll look after them and play up there, you know what I mean? Not paying massive amounts of money. It's just about coming up there, fix your flight up, come up, spend some time, come around the community, come and play footy. So we've had that sort of exchange for a long time. But I remember, I think in Dubbo, it was in Dubbo, a few of the boys went and played elsewhere, and I put my boots on another run, which I shouldn't have. Shame job, because I look back at the NITV game, and that, I did score a try up against Koori. I looked terrible, eh? I was thinking, shame.
Had to be a TV game too, eh?
And it's one of them ones that stays on YouTube, so you can watch it. Whatever. But yeah, so I remember going up there, and we had a young fella there, and he was like 16, and my brother-in-law goes, I'll bring him down. He's from the Torres Strait, good little player, and I remember we had to get last minute accommodation at Dubbo, and like some of the hotels last minute people pull out and you can get it on the day. I said that's too risky, and I didn't know how far Trangie was, and so so they go, this fella goes, I'll give you a good price, I'll give you the whole place. We've got these real old trains, and we've done the trains out like accommodation. I said, the boys can tough it out for a bit. Yeah. Only half the team come there, and I didn't realise Trangie was like an hour drive, hour and a half drive.
Solid drive.
And so I took the two young TI brothers and a couple of families and a few other boys, and we went and stayed out there, and I put them in the two young brothers from TI, put them in one of the trains, and it was freezing cold. I went and checked on them, boom, they were out to it, and I was thinking, boys, in my head, I was thinking, I wouldn't stay in here, ghost in here for sure, them old red rattlers, you know what I mean? And anyways, they were up, come out shaking in the morning, and it was like, and then they come and played, and I chucked one kid at fullback there, and he absolutely killed him, and he's like only 17. It was Hemmer, yeah.
Hemmer, yeah.
Oh, the Hemmer.
Yeah, bro, yeah.
And then Storm.
Yeah, he come in here and he came and played, and he's very thankful, very well mannered and that. Thank you for the run and that,
Did his brother play in the Nowra knockout as well? The front row, was that his brother?
There
was a real big front row of TI fellow, and someone said to me, could have been Mad Young card, but someone was saying, that's the Hammer's brother, because I knew the Hammer had played with Waterloo before, but he was a beast. He was a front row, bro, in the Nowra knockout. He was a beast.
And obviously there are a lot of young fellas that come through, but you're just watching him and his progress now, like year or two after. Yeah. He was killing it for the Cowboys. And now
has he played for you since, or that was the first?
No, we asked him every year. He goes, if I play.
You put him in a train at Trangie, he's not coming
back. So you can say, Trangie, brother, you stay anywhere. But he's like, if I come back, I'll come and play. I said, sweet. I said, whatever, brother.
And Reece Walsh has played with us as well.
Yeah, I think his brother, Reece, was going to play for us. I just think that, but his brother, Zach, played. I think Reece played with Lapa and all that there. But, we were always stung on him to come and play, through his brother. But, like I said, like now I think with Waterloo now, with all our being able to push for all those kids teams, we're just trying to because there's a sort of a little bit of a gap at the moment. If you're not elite and you're around 17, 18, then a lot of our young fellas are really struggling. You know what I mean? Like I think the passion and how they look at footy these days isn't like how there's too much stuff and any social behaviour going on. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you wanted to play football, remember us growing up, you wanted to play football, that was it. That's all you really want to do. But now there's this little gap, and I just see it. I just see it through our age groups and the statistics around what's going on, and there are more kids around that age that they don't want to play. I think All Blacks don't even have an under 18s men's team.
You know
what I mean? That's
the Blacks. I don't think we've had a kids side go out to the knockout in a couple of years now. Like Waterloo have been really strong in that sense too. So a lot of the boys are going there, but.
But I mean,
you've been putting in junior teams,
we try putting junior teams all the time.
Girls won it, didn't
we got everyone working hard.
A couple of girls teams won it.
Yeah, a couple of girls teams won in Armidale, and the girls won under 14s or something. Yeah, under 14s the other year. So, but like it just back home in the community, like that between 18 and 16. Yeah, they just kids don't want to really play anymore. You know what I mean?
That's funny because when we were growing up, like you never thought of not playing
Yeah.
next year, whether you were going on to rep or whether you were staying local or whatever, you were always going to sign up and play footy the next year. It was just, I couldn't imagine doing anything but playing footy.
Yeah.
Right, who's the memorable teams you remember coming up against, and who are the sides you played you admired over the years?
Oh, obviously NAB. We never beat them, eh? We played them about 4 times. They
That's your
busted
bogey
it.
Seem to always
team.
draw them, eh?
That's the bogey
Waterloo and
team.
NAB always play each other.
Good games.
I know, yeah, always good games. Walgett, you know what I mean? I think
we come up a few times.
We've come up a couple of times. I think we're a draw.
Yeah. The one that hurt me, though, was at Tweed when you got us.
Yeah.
Just kicked that field goal from 2 metres out from
Yeah. Brother Boy Hoppy, yeah. He hit
Boy
that,
Hoppy.
yeah.
tiniest little fella on the field, just step back, bang.
I think he even
didn't
I think he even
expect
had his back turned to the goalpost. I think it was just like that. over
Yeah,
his head.
yeah.
No, but yeah, no, it was crazy. And then obviously Narwan's always been really strong. We've always had a good always had a good rivalry, a good strong rivalry, good hard games. You know, you can walk away, win, lose or draw, feel good about the game. You know, you've had a really good game. And Cuzzo was Freddie Waters, he's gun like a Mikey Hickey type player, eh?
Yeah.
Hey,
he got some
one
speed.
fella. Yeah, there's one fella that I always, me and my cousin Noy, we always used to laugh about. You know what I mean? You see him doing what he does before the games, and get on the game and at the end, just kill it, score 100-meter tries and that. You know what I mean? It was like, yeah,
The most relaxed
And kicking the
fella in
goal.
the
And
dressing
kicking the
shed
goals
and
too.
laughing
Yeah,
and
bro.
joking.
Yeah, 'cause we were all the boys that ran Waterloo. We used to freak out on him. Yeah.
But speed, and we've talked about fast players, but who's the fastest that you've seen? Or who's up there amongst the names? Like Dave Briggs, yourself. I remember back in the
Yeah.
days. Geez, there was none quicker.
I think Fox, obviously. You know what I mean? He's a jet, speed and power. Got a couple of other brothers from Lapa, young Anderson fella.
JD Boy.
Yeah.
Jimmy the
Yeah.
Jet. He's
Jimmy
just-
Roberts.
James,
On his day, you can put him on.
obviously, yeah. James the gun, very fast. Obviously, Hemiso. But yeah, no, there's a lot.
Bro, did you ever have a moment where you're in space and you thought, someone would ever catch you, or you just knew every time, I'm home?
Yeah, no, you just sort of feel where, if I know you got that, if I got it like at least 5 or 10 metres outside me and old mate's inside me for about 5 metres, I know I'm right, yeah.
Ta-da.
Yeah, ta-da. Yeah.
It's just a healthy arrogance.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
never ever had that problem.
Imagine that feeling, eh? Knowing you got 5 metres there, you're like, nah, I'm home.
Yeah. See you later.
No, they were the fun days, eh? That was,
I remember playing against him out of Dubbo there. You just always covered because you knew that if he gets the ball, it's goodbye. So you were always sprinting across before, and you didn't wait and see.
Try and get your 20 metre
Yeah,
extra.
you didn't wait and see until he got the ball or got the clear. You just started covering real hard just in case, because it was goodbye if you ever got the ball. No one was gonna catch him. Old Willy G back in the
I'll be
days.
kicking for him off the scrum every time, mate. Yeah.
yeah, no, it was, look, probably my best memories, eh? The knockout. I think what you're doing with the podcast and you fellas with No Limit, and you as well, Dino. I think it's you're leading the way for that generation. Doing for our generation, we'll come through the same way. I think there's a lot to inspire for the young fellas. Aspire to be like, because I love to see a lot more young people around admin and doing this type of stuff. Like we've got a lot of good young voices out there that need to be heard. Try and get them involved. We've got young Brad here, so that's good.
Sure.
I appreciate that. How's it feel for you being on the other side now? Like you do a lot of the organisation now for the team. What's it like for you getting the team together every year? I know I had a yarn to your brother last night. I wanted to get some yarns out of him, and he said there's been a few funny times where you've been driving the bus around the day before picking up players. He said about the Canberra knockout.
Yeah. Oh no, we had a few funny ones. There's two yarns of Canberra knockout. One for with Redfern with Uncle Shane and we were all pretty young, and so what we used to do was go and pick up everyone the night before, of a fine accommodation down there the night before. It'd be freezing down there, below zero. Or you go and sleep in the car and get up and play that game, or you drive early in the morning and get there hoping you don't play the 9 o'clock game. And then I remember there was about the boys were only all really young, and I remember there was about 20 of us in the bus. We got down there, they had these cabins just outside Canberra, and old Unc who was driving the bus, God bless him, I think he passed on now, I can't remember his name. But by the time we got in the bus, he had a real stinking foot, eh? Bud rang me up and told me to tell the Sean, and then we got in there and we got into the cabins, and you had to close every window, close every door. It was absolutely freezing. And it was him and one of the other brothers, which I won't mention. I won't mention his name. And I was like, boys, I said, you up asleep with your shoes on? Or don't take them off. Yeah,
Sleep with
bro.
your shoes on,
Like,
eh?
we had brothers, and we put them over the other side of the cabins, and like we put all the beds together so everyone can stay warm. So we had the beds together so everyone can stay warm. You know what I mean? And no good. Them brothers were just there by themselves, and so they were freezing.
Stay over there,
But
boys.
they had their shoes on. I could see the shoes shaking at night, and we just wouldn't stop laughing. And then we come the next day, and no good. Old Uncle took his shoes off. He laid there. His feet would have been frozen in the morning, but it was just one of those things. You can just laugh and then we get up and play. And I think we might have won it that year too. You know, but those experiences there, and brother Nanu, Nuns, he just had us in tears. I think the laughter kept us warm. Yeah, bro. It was just But
Used to
yeah,
be a good little knockout, the Canberra knockout.
Oh, yeah.
Woodley was the
yeah.
only
Always
one
go
that
down.
was on before.
Woodley used to always go
yeah.
down for the Canberra knockout. Uncle Mike always used to love going down there.
Well, I remember we had got some gear made up from this, because you got to try and find the good prices and quick turnaround. We had this old mate from China, and my cousin Noi palmed me into him. He goes, "Yeah, no, we'll get the gear for you. He'll help you out," and all that. I said, "Yeah, sweet." And we just sent it away, and it looked really nice on the computer. And that we come back, I took the box down. When he pulled out, they're like pajamas,
The shorts, I remember this. The shorts are like three-quarter shorts, bro.
We got over there, boys, like, "I'm not wearing this." Boys, you wear them. I said, "We pay good money for this," you know what I mean?
They're all white too, eh?
They're all white,
with the storm on it. Yeah, I still remember them shorts.
And like
bro.
the arse part was at the front, and the cord was at the front. So when they're wearing them, they're like, "Well, there's something wrong with these pants." I remember big Zachy Walsh. There's something wrong with these pants, and the shorts are right up his ass. You got to turn them around. He goes, "But they're back to front," and I was like, "Oh, just wear them, boys." You know? So
They threw you into him, Noi.
yeah, big noise, yeah. It was comical, mate. It was comical.
Well, how serious is Noi about the knockout? Because he loves the knockout in the Murray Carnival. Eh?
Yeah, he loves it. He loves it. He doesn't sleep. He goes.
Oh, he's got Perga humming, doesn't he?
Yeah. I think with Perga it took, him and my brother Chook. It took him, and brother Wezzy. It took him, a long time to make it happen. You know what I mean? And yeah, now it's all come together, and they've won a few in a row, and like always been strong. And again, they're brothers who are bringing young fellas through and giving them the opportunity, and a lot of them have gone on to go really well, either NRL or Q Cup, you know what I mean? So, the boys have done, they've done amazing. They work really hard. It's their thing every year. Yeah, and they'll be hard to knock off,
And he wrote the KO anthem too.
Yeah, he wrote that.
Did you tell him, make sure you put my name in there?
I think he knew he had to put my name in there. But I think he's like, when he was really excited about it, and he goes, I just showed Georgie. You remember, he was really proud because he showed you. And he goes, I just showed him. He goes, yeah, that's mad. He goes, will you watch this go off? I was like, yeah, totally. And he just showed me.
Freaky song, eh, bro?
Yeah, mad song. So it was
He only whispered my name in it though.
Yeah.
He only gave me
He
a
said the
little
Rose
whisper.
Brothers, and he was like, yeah, gorgeous George.
But you should see, like, I go to some communities and people say, oh, there's some ex-NRL players here, or, introduce it, and no kid cares. But then when they hear your name, they say your name in the song.
Yeah.
Damn,
All out, no
the song's made everyone's name famous again everywhere. And it's such a good song, eh?
Well,
Yeah,
that was
it's
my
deadly,
boy
bro.
last night. I said I'm doing the thing with Dino tomorrow. I said, who's Dino? I said, Dino Witters. He said, all heart, no quitters.
Yeah. Knows the song. It's
Dino
crazy.
walks around saying that now to everyone. He introduces himself, eh? Hey, mate, Dean Witters, all art, no quitters.
You give me the best line in the song.
Yeah.
You gave me the best line.
But I think, that's sort of the truth, that that little line, you know what I mean, with your team. That's why I was just spitting out. Yeah, it was just it was tricky. He was doing bits and pieces. He goes, "Why do you hear the Murray bit?" And then and the brother did the Murray Butter Bucks did the Murray part. And I thought,
Isn't that good? Because hopefully, you look at the knockout, right? It started as a football carnival for our mob just to get a game of footy and to play some footy and represent their communities. And then off the back of it, businesses started for you guys. That's where you started, with running the knockouts, and then took your event management into bigger and better things. Music, Noi, and that's starting to kick off with the music, and hopefully a lot of the young mobs will get inspired by that. And it's just opening up opportunities for our mob everywhere, not just on the football field. It's good to see.
It's not just a weekend now, is it? Really, it's a 12-month thing to organise a knockout. Like, you need to start as soon as the one finishes. You got to start thinking about the next year, because so much things involved: sponsorship, money, accommodation. Like, there's just so many things. It's not just we'll worry about that in a couple of months. It's a whole year-round thing. It's it's becoming massive.
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. I got a mate, close brother of mine, Andy, and he's been sponsoring us for nearly 20 years. So
that's mad.
You know, giving us X amount of dollars over that many times, you can imagine how much money he's put into our community to make sure we get there. You know, I've got family, everyone who jumps in, you've got to go and exhaust your contacts just to make it happen. You know, and I think, and that's what it's about. And that's what you need to do, especially if you want to take a certain amount of teams there, and you know what I mean. You want to represent the community. You got to work. Everyone's got to work really hard. But I think that in itself creates, it's creating something really positive around the community. You know what I mean? Giving everyone, giving mums a crack at trying to raise some money and organise teams where outside that, they're at home looking after kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're working, or battling every day to do their best. So gives everyone a purpose and I suppose empowers everyone, eh?
Who's been your favourite players over the years, brother, that you've loved watching? Even as a young fella growing up, who'd you love watching?
In a knockout? Yeah, probably Panda, Uncle Shane when I was really young, Woodgie Lyons, Graham Lyons, Chris Lyons. Those I used to love watching them.
Crew,
the Lapa crew. Yeah, I used to love them. We're down Yarra every weekend swimming and that. So we'd go up there, walk around the Mish, and go and meet some of the brothers down there who I grew up with. But yeah, Mudge was one of my favourites. Around now probably the Briggs brothers. Will Smith, good player. Brother Dennis, yourself. Tuesday, there's just so many, you know what I mean?
Tuesday's a good player.
I've got all my brothers that play in RAB, hands down. Then I got them there, up there. Got them up there to the highest of respect. So they know it's a bit too many brothers to say because in the trenches and that, when you got that feeling, when you've got them fellas with you, you feel unstoppable. You know what I mean? That feeling. That's the
I've
feeling.
got one for you.
Probably feeling
from Waterloo. This is one of my favourite memories.
My brother as well.
One of my favourite memories of Waterloo Storm. Young, I don't think he's been mentioned on here either. Young Evander Cummins. It was the, I think it was the Woy knockout year. He was very, very young, probably only 18, 19, and Waterloo only had a real young side. But they had a few of the older boys there. Brother Pom was there, and Evander was come through the system at the Dragons, and just the things that I seen him do this knockout, like he single-handedly was carrying these boys to wins. He was only at 17 at the time. And just some of the things he was doing in that game. There was one game in particular he's come up against the Rangs, and Pom was with Waterloo, and Rick was with the Rangs.
Yep.
And I remember just this one time specifically, the boys scored a try, and they couldn't find the kicking tee or something for some reason. And they're all looking around. Next minute, Pom turns to the Rangs crowd and said, "Give me that tee so the boys can kick the goal." And everyone looked at him and said, "No, we're not giving you that. No, you're on the other side, Next minute, Pom just amped up a bit. He goes, "I said, give me the tee, and everyone's going, oh, friggin' hell, Pom," and they just threw it to him, and it was just that year, but especially Evander, man, I don't think I've heard him get a mention on it yet, but I just wanted to give him a shout out.
He was a beast.
He was a prodigious talent, man.
He was a gun junior.
A few things didn't go his way with injuries and stuff.
Mikey was good too.
Mikey boy, they come from the Broncos program, St. George
same
program.
Sort of thing, a few injuries and that didn't go their way, but. Some of the boys that have come. Yeah.
The sort of sleeping lion, sleeping giant.
Yeah. Tough as nails, Mikey Cummins. He get hit too. He get put some shots on.
Yeah.
Even when he turned up that year later at Moore Park. Remember we had that little run at Moore Park?
Yeah.
And he still had it. You'd see, nothing, wouldn't train enough to turn up to a game, and you'd spin out because he still had it.
Yeah.
But he was one of the gun young players, Evander Cummins, when he came in.
Prodigious talent. Prodigious, I grew up playing with Evander from Nappy grade, and that's how I met the boys, Uncle Mike and that. We played at Rovers together under sixes and stuff, and he was always just that heads above everyone, and he just had the talent all the way, and just unfortunately a few things didn't go his way, but
he was team of the year and everything too in the 20s, wasn't he?
I remember he made the team of the year. I think it was 2011 maybe it was, and he got fullback, and Roger Tuivasa Sheck got wing, and Sheck was an animal in under 20s, and that just shows you how good Evander was going. He was training first grade systems when he was, I think, 16 years old down in St George. He was coming through those times with Alex McKinnon and all that type of players. He was such a talent,
So good, Evander. I remember him as a young player.
Your
brother, Buddy G.
Yeah,
Buddy G,
I look at my brother and all his little mates. They're very humble, very quiet fellows, but
their crew,
a radius of about 500 meters.
The back stairs down Lenton.
Probably 7 NRL players in one little part of Waterloo. So there was Robinsons, my brother, Shane Shackleton, Whitefeller, and Adam Reynolds.
Yep.
all young lads, all live within a stone throw of each other. All came through, and they're all basically from Pitt Street up to Moorhead, Wellington. Just
We all knew each other,
there.
but everyone knew each other in Waterloo. That was the great. The sense of community we had there was unreal. Because everyone was so close to living with each other. It was freaky.
Yeah, Uncle Eric Robbo, old study. All his bloodline. You know what I mean? If they were racehorses, he'd be legend champion.
Well, he's got Merrow, he's got Nath Merrow, he's got Ricky Warford, part of his family.
The twins.
Trell
Robbo, one of the greats. Young Casey Robbo.
He's come from one fella, but 3 or 4 NRL fellas. Well, you never hear about that,
Yeah, that's true. Other than the genes, what's the secret though? Because you'd think because obviously there's no big backyards or anything in Waterloo. Usually people have space to run and show off what they do. What are the kids doing around there to make them so good?
I just think it's probably the passion, you know what I mean? The passion and the history that comes with the area with football, but also the style and also, the exterior you got to have to live around that area. You know what I mean?
Tough place to grow up.
Tough place to grow up. And if you can hold your own and then, and do well at what, with your footy, then you're going to go a long way, you know what I mean, if you want it. But yeah, that's what I reckon. I think look at my brother and them young fellas, Hooks, Pom, myself. I just think, the adversity and wanting to do better brings the best of it and the passion, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were around old fellas. We're looking at Uncle Shane. We're looking at all the legends around the area. A lot of history just in those communities around footy players.
Yeah.
And, the Rabbitohs, so.
What can we expect from Waterloo this year? 2024, you've been in the mix a lot. Every year you've been in the mix.
Look,
what do you got coming?
No, we'll be strong. We'll be real strong. The draw plays a big part of it, but, at the end of the day, when you get there, it doesn't matter who you're playing against, you just want to win. So we'll be up for whoever, you know what I mean? And, we'll try and go to the next level, make the next step. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, we won't stop. And, and also just, bringing them young fellas up, so.
Who's the ones to watch out of these young fellas?
We got a few. There's a few young guys.
You writing them down here? Watch him.
There are a few young fellas coming through. No, we got a few young fellas coming through. So we started the next generation, Waterloo Next Gen sort of program, and so a lot of young fellas that are going to come through from our 17s will come and play there, and then from there they'll go and play it to the men's. So we've got
very smart.
Yeah. So we're just trying to build that. So hopefully within the next 4 to 5 years, those young fellas coming through, that'll be their team, and majority of them will be. Nearly all of them will be from around Waterloo, Waterloo Redfern. So that's where we're trying to get at. And there are a lot of young kids that are playing rep up in Queensland that are from the community that come down. Their parents that still live down here that want to do that. They're just away playing rep. So we just sort of monitor them and then bring them through and just be good for the longevity and just good for the community in general.
Now we debuted our builder knockout player last episode. So we're going to chuck it at you again for this one. We want you to build your best knockout player that you can from a few different attributes. So speed.
I'll have to say, I'll have to say Fox.
I thought you might chuck yourself in there. It's
hard
not to chuck yourself in there.
I can't chuck myself in there.
He did take that record, so you may.
Yeah, he's got that record. He's got that record.
But he wore spikes.
But he wore spikes. Old barefoot. Remember, bros?
What about power?
Power. I don't know. Probably you, Georgie. Not because you sit next to me, but.
Nah,
I think
you got. I
felt the power.
Yeah, I felt the power. Look, I think I remember a quick one when we played the Next Gen, and when you played Next Gen at Leichhardt Oval, I had the boys in there, you know what I mean? And all they wanted to do was to tackle you. And I said, look, he's going to be coming
around the legs, around the head.
He's going to be coming off the back fence. I said he's going to be running hard. What he's going to do, I'll put that challenge to him, They're only all real young, A few little fat fellas there, a few fit fellas. Yeah. I said, when he comes in, you just, because if you can tackle him, then you'll be able to tackle anyone on there, If you have a crack at him, you'll have a crack at anyone. So, yeah.
That's mad.
Yeah, raw power yourself, Georgie, but my brother as well,
Oh,
very,
powerful.
very, very, very powerful.
They're one of my favourite
very
players,
powerful.
Buddy G.
Best tackler?
Best tackler, I'd probably say Uncle Don there.
Oh, Donnie Walker.
Yeah.
And actually, you played in that Mully team that made the final. We didn't talk about that.
Yeah, we played.
How was that? Because that was probably the furthest a little town like Mully and Koori side, wasn't it?
Yeah, Mully Koori. Yeah, so my old man, that's his background, all my mob there, and he just he goes, come and have a run, and we played. Presto was walking around looking for a run. We said, come and jump in. So we played and
That was mad.
we ended up winning a couple of good games, and we played Nambucca in the semis, and we had like triple overtime.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we ended up beating them, and we played Lapa, and then Walks and the boys and Princey, they were just on song. Yeah,
It was a great little side, is that?
It was
eh?
good, yeah, it was
Fast
good to
little-
get
You and
there.
Dave Briggs in the same
yeah,
team.
yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, no, it was good. So all our tries were like, 50, 60-meter tries. We're just blasting teams off the field, but
As soon as you get space, ta-da.
ta-da, yeah, that was it. You didn't have to back him up. Go on.
That was
Yeah.
a memorable little team from that North
Yeah, it
Coast.
was,
I
yeah.
remember,
It was, and good memories. When I run into those brothers and that now, we always talk about it. So, yeah.
Who had the most mongrel?
My brother Pom, yeah.
Brother Pom, yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Best step.
Best step. We can talk about old fellas. We'll talk about Ewan McGrady.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I heard you say him earlier, but, yeah, so off a dime, you know what I mean? Left, right foot, 0 to 100 in 2 seconds. So, yeah.
Best passing game.
Best passing game. About a few. Brother Wizzy P, I can't leave him out. But I'd also have him around as leader as well. But yeah, we got him. Yeah, there was a couple of the Briggs brothers, great players,
Yeah.
good hands.
Scotty got great hands.
Yeah.
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 Best leader. Your leadership for your best knockout player.
Yeah, leadership probably in Brother Wes or probably this fella here. You know what I mean? You want fellas who talk all day and play well all day, and keep everyone in line.
Have you got a good yarn about Wes?
Oh, I got.
We've all got good yarns about him, but we can't tell him what he
I
has.
got a funny.
Give us a Wes
This is a
yarn.
funny yarn. This is a funny yarn. Give us a funny yarn. He'll remember, brother Dookie from Griffith. He'll remember as well. So when I went to Burke as a young fellow, I was like 16, and I remember the boys going around the house. I think it was Monk, Robbie, John, and Wes went and asked Mum, "Can we take him to the knockout?" And so we were in Dobell Flats there, and so they jumped in. I took my school clothes off, jumped in the van. We went up there, went and played. We got beat by Bathurst. So I was played with Narrandera a couple of times. Of the first to give us the opportunity. We had gun teams, Cliffy, Tingo. We had real good players, but we get beat every year first game. For about 3 years in a row, and everyone just split. Then shout out to Uncle Charlie Simpson. He gave my dad his first crack when my dad came from the boys' home into Redfern. He introduced that to the community to come and play. And then he gave me my first run for the knockout. So, so it was up there and we got beat. The formalities of the knockout, go and have fun. I didn't drink in that, so we just cruised around. They let me drive the van around. I only first started driving before, at Burke. So that's where I learned how to drive. So we had like a eight-seater bus, and we were staying just outside of town. And I remember the last night, they had a big party. And we're driving around, and I was nervous as coppers everywhere. I thought, I'm going to get locked up here, We go and picked up a few of the boys, and Walks was the last fellow that picked up. And Walks, he was having a mad time. So we were looking around everywhere we got him. We jumped in, and then we come out to the main road, and there's just coppers everywhere. So I get to jump out, you know what I mean? And they look like, what are you doing? He goes, you got to drive. I said, what? I said, what do you mean? I said, look at all the coppers up there. We've got to drive that road from Burke to, is it Ningen?
Oh, the long straight road.
Long straight.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he goes, you just do that, brothers, when we get there, and I'll have a sleep, I'll get up and drive. And I had Dookie in front seat there, and we're driving, and it's real late. And then really dark, and there's a train line next to it. So we're cruising along, I look, and they're going to sleep. I said, please don't go to sleep, I looked out, and there's just, just like the farm, the fields and that, and I was thinking, oh, right. And then I'm sitting there and just, just trying to concentrate, getting a bit all over the road. And I look back at the revision mirror, and then I look back at the revision mirror, I see a big light like that, the revision mirror. And the light, I thought that's just a train light, And I got Wes laying back on the thing like this, see on the seat. I put my arm out there, wake up. He's just laying there, wow. So wake up, he goes, looks at me, he goes, it's just a train line, just keep driving. So I'm driving again, no good. I look back at the light's going like that around in circles. And I said, that's not the train line. So that's not the train line. And I said, and Dookie was in the front, so I said, brother, look there, look. And I go, look at the back, and this light's going like that. I said, brother, that's not the train. I was like, boys, wake up. I try to put the light on. I'm beating the horn, wake up. They're all just laying there like that. And I was like, where's wake up? He goes, brother, just drive. Keep driving. You're right. It's just a train. And then we got up about 200 more metres. I said, Dookie, bros, look pulled over, looked there, and he goes, all right, let's jump out. And he goes, I reckon we jump out. I said, what do you mean? I just jumped straight over the seat. He jumped around, and I sat there, and I remember just putting the pillow to my head, and I was just trying to go to sleep. He goes, don't go to sleep, you stay up, bro, you stay up. And that light followed us all the way till we got to the the zigzags into the next town, and then and disappeared, And and I remember just Wes just looking
Someone
at me.
looking over you.
I remember Wes just looking at me laughing. He goes, don't want me talking shit. You know what I mean? I'm telling you the truth. I said, you just won't wake up. I said, someone sit in the front. And I went and jumped in the back. But yeah, it was like I got a lot more funny yarns. Packing the cars and trying to make it there last minute and all those things there. No money, no petrol. All those those things were made an experience. You know what I mean? Like there should be a movie. There should be a movie about that.
Well, how do you make your trip out to Walgett too for the Walgett knockout?
Oh yeah, so with the Walgett knockout, we so everyone obviously you're doing your best to get there, and I remember my uncle chucked everyone in the back of the ute, put the tarp straight over it. It was bad, eh? And like I think about it now, bro. That's how we got there, and I remember there's a ute, and there's the 4 kids and my aunt in the back, and same thing happened on the way back. But yeah, that's how we got there. We drove down, we looked for the RAB family, and we got down there, and we pulled the tent out. Was sleeping and camping under the bridge. People having washes down the bottom of the river in the mornings. It was just an experience. But yeah, I think now I couldn't drive. My kid jumped in the back of the ute and just putting the tarp over. No way in the world.
Jeez.
But yeah, bro, it was just
Wash it in the river and all.
Yeah, washing in the river, bro. You couldn't beat it, and the river was beautiful running. Then you know what I mean. Like I've been up there for a long time, but you know what I mean. It was just like it was at its peak. And it was just beautiful down there. One of my most memorable knockouts. Got a really deli picture at home there that my mum might have of my brothers on my shoulders then, like about 4 years old, and we're in the pool there at Walgett. Yeah, that was freaky. Yeah, good old days, brother. Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to get the Storm team to go and camp under the bridge now, you reckon?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Get Hemaso, eh?
They'd have to, if Emma can sleep in a haunted train, then he can sleep anywhere.
You must be a haunted man. You got the haunted trains, you got min lights.
Yeah, look, for the whole, you get the whole experience, eh? Like it's just, it's just, but yeah, I got plenty more, but wouldn't have enough time. But yeah, it's just,
We'll save a couple up the sleeve then. We'll finish off this build a knockout player for you. Where were we at? Best kicker in play.
Oh, best kicker in play. Far out. I mean, there'll be a lot. There'll be a lot. Probably Brother Tuza. Yeah, Tuza Moran. Yeah,
good half.
Great
good
kicking
half.
game.
Good little general. Mad kicking game. You know what I mean? I don't say that just because he's my mate, and there's a lot of good players. After Little got a good kicking game. There are a lot, but yeah, he was. He was one.
What about goal kicker?
Goal kicker, probably Marky.
Yeah,
Marky.
Yeah,
he can kick a goal.
Yeah.
And who's got the best talk? Pump the boys up. Or talk shit.
Oh, you'd have a couple there. You'd have Wizzy P there. I was thinking get everyone pumped up for the game and that. Yeah, you got my brother's got good chat. Like he's got good chat, pumping the boys up. You know what I mean? He's very, if you're a young fella coming through and you're playing under him as captain, then you want to have a go because he'll let you know. Like he was very, very honest. Like the fella, very honest. You know what I mean? Don't be scared. Have a go. And rip you. So, but yeah,
that's a good little knockout player you got there. Some good yarns to add into it too.
Yeah.
Well, look, I appreciate you coming on again. Sharing some of them Waterloo Redfern yarns. It's a real good, some real good history there. One of the fastest men to ever play in the knockout. We had you here with us. I appreciate that. So thanks a lot for tuning in again to the Knockout Podcast. Thanks for Willy G for coming on and sharing with us, and thanks for the boys again for coming on. Have a good yarn. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, the lot. Listen in for the full episode on YouTube and Apple and Spotify, and keep tuned in every week, and we'll keep bringing the knockout yarns, keep sharing the good stories. You got any that you want to share with us, feel free to send them in too. So see you soon.